guys, it's Emily, and today I'm going to be recommending Choices books, or books in general based off of Choices books. So for those of you who haven't played Choices, or for those of you who don't read but do play Choices, this video is for you. I'm just going to be recommending books based off of stories in the game Choices. I find these books, in a sense, similar, or there's some kind of similarities. I see Choices players really enjoying these books if they want to be readers or they're looking for something to read, and I also see it the other way around. People who have read these books would really enjoy these stories in the app Choices. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. If you liked the royal romance in Choices, then I definitely highly recommend the Selection series by Kiera Cass. What both of these stories have in common is the plot is very, very, very similar. The royal romance follows our main character, and she is just waitressing at a job in New York until one day the Prince of Cordonia comes into the bar she works at and is having a bachelor party, and she waits their table, and the prince starts to like her after they spend a night together, and so Maxwell decides, since he doesn't have a sister, that he is going to sponsor the main character to compete for the prince's hand in marriage in Cordonia. I feel like that was kind of a sucky synopsis the way I explained it, but it's very good. It's like my favorite Choices book ever. Why I think you would like The Selection is the plot is very similar. This story follows our main character, America, and it takes place in this Hunger Games-like world where there is caste systems, and America is a 5, so she is a musician / artist. So living that kind of life, she doesn't have the most money in the world. She's not super poor, but she's kind of in a similar position that the main character in the royal romance is, where she kind of has a dead-end job sort of life. The difference with America is she's fine living this life, and she is happy with her life, until her mom says she wants her to join The Selection. The Selection is a similar competition where you fight for the prince's hand in marriage, but America is happy with her life, like I said, and she's not interested in marrying Prince Maxon or trying to compete for his heart. She just doesn't want to do that. You know where the story goes, because obviously it's called The Selection, so she obviously enters the competition and does start to fall for Prince Maxon, and it's very good. Highly recommended. This story is one of my favorite books of all time, so highly, highly recommend. And to be fair, I did read The Selection actually before the royal romance ever came out, and the reason I knew I was gonna love the royal romance so much was specifically because of this book. When it was released, I was like, I'm gonna love this story. The next book I'm going to recommend is, if you like Sunkissed, their summer book, then I'm going to recommend to you 50th Summer by Michelle Dalton. Now, I'm not the most interested in Sunkissed, and I haven't really played a lot of it, but Sunkissed is basically about this family that is going back to their summer cabin after their father has died. Love summer romance and all things summer. Where 50 Summer has a very similar plotline, this story is about Chelsea, and her family is going back to her summer cottage after her grandma has died. So they both deal with grief, they both talk about going back somewhere after a relative has died. So very similar plot lines. I definitely do like 15th Summer more than I like Sunkissed. I'm not the biggest fan of Sunkissed personally, but 15th Summer is a very fun read. I did enjoy it. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but it was worth the read, and I think if you really enjoyed Sunkissed, I think you would definitely love this book. The next book I'm going to recommend is, if you liked Nightbound in Choices, then I definitely think you would enjoy Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. The reason I'm specifically recommending both of these is because of one of our main characters, one of the love interests in this book, Vera, has the exact same power that our main character Juliet has in Shatter Me. Vera, if she touches anyone, they will die, and same with Juliet. Her touch is deadly, and if she touches someone, they will die. Nightbound's about a lot more though. Our main character, who has this, what's it called? This monster thing set after her while she's on a trip in New Orleans, and it is trying to kill her, and it's because she's special in some sort of way, and so we have Nick, who is sent to protect her, and they are going on a mission to stop this thing from trying to kill her. Shatter Me mainly just follows our main character Juliet, and she has been locked up in an insane asylum, I believe, for like 200 something days, and she has, because of an accident that happened where she touched someone and they died, and she's been locked up here since, and it just kind of follows her with this gift, power, whatever you want to call it. And the series is still continuing in 6 books. It was originally a trilogy, but now it is 6 books, so I think if you really liked Nightbound, I think you would definitely enjoy this book. The next book I'm going to recommend is, if you enjoyed Across the Void, then I think you would definitely enjoy The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. Across the Void is basically just a space book and about being a captain on a ship. I haven't really played a lot of Across the Void to give you a complete synopsis enough, so as much as I want to continue playing it, I just haven't really played it. But a lot of people really loved this book, and it's space, so if you're really into this kind of space kind of worlds thing, I think you would definitely enjoy The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. This series follows different fairy tale characters, so each book is about a different fairy tale character, and it also is about space and stuff. So our main character in this book, Cinder, is a cyborg, so it's a Cinderella retelling, but she's a cyborg. And there's a lot of like space travel and space fighting, all those things that are also in Across the Void that I think you would really like this book if you loved Across the Void. The next book I'm going to recommend is, if you liked Endless Summer, I think you would definitely love The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm purely recommending The Raven Boys just because if you really like the friend group aspect of Endless Summer, I think you would also really enjoy this. They both have similar friend groups that you just absolutely adore and love and care about, like every single character, even the ones that annoy you. So Endless Summer is just amazing, and I think a lot of people really loved the story, like not only just the plot that was like incredible, but also for the characters. A lot of people talked about how much they love the characters and the friend group, and that's one of the reasons why I love The Raven Boys so much, is because I love the characters and the friend group. Like the plot's very interesting too, but I just really adore the friend group so much and the characters in this book that I think you would love the characters in this book if you loved Endless Summer. The next one might be a bit of a random one, but I haven't read a lot of fantasy, but both of these fantasy stories I really did enjoy, so I'm gonna recommend them, but there's probably more other better fantasy stories to recommend for this story, but we're just gonna go with it. So if you liked The Crown and the Flame, I think you would really enjoy The Kiss of Deception by Mary A. Pearson. The Crown and the Flame follows our main character Kenna and our main character Dom, and Kenna's kingdom is attacked and her mom's killed, and she has to flee and find shelter, but she is also now having to take back her kingdom. Love about that. And then Dom, her best friend, has these like fire powers, and he's at the palace, and this is kind of a lot. This is not sounding like a good synopsis, but trust me, it's good. Dom is figuring out that he has these fire powers that he has to learn how to control, and he's also trying to find a way to get Kenna to help her take back the kingdom. So I just really enjoyed the story, and I love all the characters. I love the characters probably the most more than the storyline itself, but like Kenna and Dom, I feel like I don't talk about them a lot just because like I haven't really finished The Crown of the Flame technically yet, but I honestly love their love story. It's so sweet and cute, and I just adore it so much because I'm a sucker for the best friend relationship. Even if you can like kiss him in like the first chapter, like I didn't care. I was like, I shipped Kenna and Dom so much, and no one can stop me. Like they're so cute. And then we have The Kiss of Deception, which follows our main character, what was her name? Leah, I was right. Our main character, Leah, who is a princess, but she does not want to be a princess. Leah runs away on her wedding day when she's in an arranged marriage with a prince she doesn't know, and 2 people go after her, the prince she was supposed to marry, and an assassin that is trying to kill her. But you don't know which is which. You see from both their point of view, but you don't know which one's the prince and which one is the assassin, and it's kind of a guessing game, but it's also just like really good, and I highly, highly recommend it, and I think you will like it. I feel like it's a bit different because The Crown of the Flame, they're trying to take back the kingdom, Leah's trying to run away from the kingdom. Bless my soul. The next book I'm going to recommend is, if you enjoyed America's Most Eligible in Choices, I'm going to recommend you, I could have recommended you Bachelor in Paradise, but we're going to recommend a book in this case. I'm going to recommend you For Real by Allison Cherry. These both surround a game show, a competition show that also felt love in a sense. I feel like this one's more about family, and this one's more about finding love, and yada yada. So I guess there's a bit of a difference there, but they're both about a game show. That's in the sense why I'm recommending it to you. This one's more of a Bachelor in Paradise kind of show, and more Bachelor Pad, to be honest. This is more similar to Bachelor Pad than Bachelor in Paradise, but both kind of similar. And this one's more of an Amazing Race kind of show, but they're both game shows and competition shows. If you're really into like the game show kind of thing, then highly recommend it. America's Most Eligible follows our main character, who is put into America's Most Eligible, and where they have to compete and try to win Most Eligible by staying single in a sense, but falling in love with people on the way. I wasn't expecting to like this book as much as I did, but I absolutely adore this story so much, and it's such a fun story, and it's so much fun to read, and it's great. It's fantastic. I don't know why I love it so much, but it's great. It's like in my top 10 favorite choices stories ever. That's saying something. And then For Real is one of my all-time favorite books. This book does not get the hype it deserves. It's fantastic. I love this story so much. It follows these two sisters, and one of the sisters, she catches her boyfriend cheating on her with another girl, and so they also are aware that her boyfriend is going into this competition Amazing Race-like show. So these two girls decide that they are going to enter the competition as well, planning to get their revenge on him. But only when they get there, they realize the show wasn't exactly what they thought it was in the beginning. This story is a lot about sisters and being there for each other, and also like just the game itself is so much fun to read, and like with competition, like I was so invested, especially since it was similar to The Amazing Race. I just absolutely adore the story, and I highly recommend it to fans of America's Most Eligible or fans of The Amazing Race. The last book I'm going to recommend is if you liked A Courtesan in Rome, that I think you would really enjoy, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. Now, I actually haven't played A Courtesan in Rome, but just going based off the fact that it takes place in Rome, I'm going to recommend you An Ember in the Ashes if you are into the Roman Empire kind of stuff. So Courtesan in Rome is about our main character who is basically trying to take down Caesar. I think you're trying to kill him. And correct me if I'm wrong, I have not played it, but if I am wrong, let me know in the comments down below. But if you just really like the Roman Empire-esque kind of story, I think you would also really like An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This book, again, I actually haven't finished yet, but from what I know about it and from what I have read already from it, this book is about two characters, Leia and Elias. Leia home has been taken over and her family has been killed, and I think her brother was kidnapped or something, so she basically goes on this mission to get her brother back, and Elias works in the government. He is a part of the Masks, and he's been trained his whole life to become one of the Masks. And this book doesn't technically take place in Rome, but the world itself is very similar to Roman Empire world, so definitely recommend this story. I think you could also recommend this story if you really like The Crown and the Flame as well. I think you'd also really like this book. I think for fans of The Crown and the Flame or Courtesan in Rome, I think you would definitely enjoy the story. So that is all the book recommendations I have for you guys today. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books or if you played any of these choices books and which ones you liked, and if you want to see more recommendations like this where I recommend books based off of stories and apps, or I recommend the whole if you like this then you like this kind of thing. Let me know what you guys would like to see. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what your favorite choices book is that you have read, if you have played choices, or any other recommendations you think you would have based off of choices books, or if you'd like me to do a second version of this where I recommend more books based off of choices books and which choices books you would like me to find a recommendation for. I would love to hear from you guys. And yeah, or if you want me to do with like Love Struck stories, I can try to do that too. There's not a lot I think I've found quite yet, but let me know and I will try my best to find some books that are kind of similar. But that is all I have for you guys today, and I will see you guys in another video soon. Goodbye!
Let go of everything.